Today, we're going to dive into a feature in Windows Server 2025 that is, and I'm not exaggerating here, a complete game changer. It's set to revolutionize one of the most fundamental tasks in IT, deploying Active Directory domain controllers. Look, if you're an IT admin, you know this feeling. You know it in your bones. A new office opens up, or maybe you just need a new test lab. And what does that mean? It means you have to fire up that wizard and click through all those screens to set up a new domain controller again. The sigh is practically audible. Well, what if that whole tedious manual process was about to become a relic of the past? Because with Windows Server 2025, there is a much better way to do this. To really appreciate just how cool this new solution is, we have to remember the old problem, right? For years, getting a new DC online meant sitting through that long manual Active Directory installation wizard. Sure, the process works, it's reliable, but let's be real, it's a huge time sink. It's so repetitive, it's slow, and it's a completely manual job you have to do for every single server you want to promote. You know, in today's world of automation and doing everything with code, this has always felt like a major bottleneck.
But now we finally have an elegant, modern solution to this ancient problem. So it's time to meet the hero of our story, the domain controller clone.
So what exactly is DC cloning? Well, it's a built-in feature that lets you rapidly deploy new, and this is key, virtualized domain controllers just by copying an existing one. It is literally copy and paste for your core AD infrastructure. And you know what's really amazing? Just how simple the whole process is. It's really just 3 main steps. First, you authorize your source DC. You just add it to a special security group. Easy. Second, you make a simple little XML file that tells the new clone what its name and IP address will be. And third, you just copy the virtual machine file. That's it. When that new copy boots up, Active Directory is smart enough to handle the rest. Now, I know exactly what every seasoned AD admin is thinking right now. You're probably screaming, cloning a domain controller? Are you insane? I mean, for decades, it's been drilled into our heads that this is one of the cardinal sins of IT, a one-way ticket to database corruption and absolute chaos. So what makes this safe? Let's be crystal clear, this is not that. This is not the generic, unsupported block-for-block disk copy that rightly strikes fear into the heart of every administrator. No, this is a specialized Active Directory-aware process designed from the ground up to be safe, and it has a secret weapon. And here it is. This is the secret sauce, the VM Generation ID. It's the special value that modern hypervisors, like Hyper-V, show to the virtual machine. Now, when a VM is copied or restored from a snapshot, this ID changes. It's basically a little flag from the hypervisor to the operating system inside saying, hey, wake up, something just happened. You've been cloned. And what happens next is just brilliant. When that new DC boots up and sees the changed ID, it kicks off a whole series of critical safety checks. It automatically creates a brand new, unique invocation ID. Think of that as a new identity for its database. It gets a fresh pool of relative IDs so it can create users and groups without conflicts. And most importantly, it prevents that dreaded USN reuse, which is what causes all the corruption with old-school copying. The bottom line, the clone is guaranteed to be a unique, safe, and fully functioning member of your Active Directory forest. Okay, this brings us to a super important point. We need to understand the night and day difference between this new, supported DC cloning and the old, dangerous way of just copying a virtual disk. I think this analogy just hits the nail on the head. A generic disk copy, that's like making a perfect counterfeit ID. It's an exact, dangerous duplicate that will cause absolute chaos on your network. But official DC cloning, that's like an official process. It uses the original as a template to issue a brand new, legitimate, and totally unique identity. I mean, the difference could not be clearer. With AD-aware cloning, you get a safe, unique identity. With a generic copy, you get a dangerous duplicate. One is secure and fully supported by Microsoft. The other is a surefire way to corrupt your entire Active Directory. One is an intelligent process. The other is just a dumb copy that knows nothing about the critical database living inside of it.
Okay, so the tech is awesome. We get it. But let's bring this home. What does DC cloning actually mean for you in your day-to-day work?
First and foremost, the single most important thing you have to remember is that this is for virtual machines only. The entire safety net we just talked about depends on that VM generation ID, which comes from the hypervisor. This process will not work, and it is not supported on physical hardware.
So, what are the key takeaways here? First, you're looking at a massive reduction in deployment time. We're talking minutes, not hours. Second, it has safety built right in, thanks to that VM generation ID. It's absolutely essential for modern data centers. And finally, and I'll say it one last time for emphasis, this is not the same as that risky, unsupported disk copying. Which leads us to a final, pretty provocative thought. With a process this fast, this safe, and this automated, is there any reason left to ever manually install a virtual domain controller again? I mean, for virtual environments, has the classic Active Directory wizard finally become obsolete? That's definitely something to think about.